Hi, today we're going to be going over how to set up your defaults in the FeedBump Solutions program. Those can be found under Tools and Options, just like in Feedlot Solutions. I do want to cover one area within your Tools and your Options set up in your defaults is to be able to set date to tomorrow when FBS is starting up. This is a great feature that we added to the program for people that wanted to make their calls the day before feeding, the night before feeding. So as you can see, the date on my computer is October 30th, 2019. Let's say that you come in tonight and you would like to make the calls for tomorrow, which would be October 31st, 2019. You can check this box right here and it'll actually set the date to tomorrow. You can make your calls for October 31st, then come back and uncheck the box and it will go back to the actual date, which would be October 30th, 2019. It's a really neat feature that we added into the program that a lot of the current users really like. So we're going to go over to calls. You can adjust this within your defaults. You can adjust by dry matter or as fed, the days of history on the graph. I like 30 days, but a lot of people will change, and you can do it to however many days you wish, 25, 20 pounds per keystroke. It's set to 0.5 right now, so when you're actually within the call screen and you use the up or the down arrow, whenever you hit the up arrow, it's going to go by a 0.5 every single time you hit the keyboard, the up or the down arrow. If you'd like for it to be very detailed, you can go all the way down to a 0.02. So these can be adjusted as well, and you can play around with these as you start using the program and find which one you like the best. If yesterday's intake average is 0, then assign. You can go as fed and dry matter and put in a number there as well. If feeding has not yet been assigned a ration, you can actually set it to whatever ration you'd like. If you need it to be a starter, you can select a starter or any other ration that you'd like. This is really, really important in here for your first feeding, second feeding, third feeding, or fourth feeding. You can set it up so that you have whichever one you like. If you get light calves in and you want to start off feeding them up to 4 times a day, you can adjust that in here. So let's put in a 25% here, 25, 25, and 25, and you'll be able to see that on your call screen and see that you're going to be feeding them 4 times a day, 25, 25, 25, and 25. And then you can select this checkbox here, print load sheets for all pens after load sheets after the generation is done. You'll want that checked most of the time. I guess if there's some reason that you don't and they're printing off and you don't want them to print, just come in here to your tools and your options and go to your call screen and unselect this checkbox here. Load sheets, to be able to set these up properly, this is very important. A load breakpoint, separate loads for each zone, combine loads for all zones. And this is all customizable to however you want this set up for your own feedlot. Rounding, you can actually be very, very specific and only round by 1 or by tens or by hundreds. Pounds to load, you can actually do the same thing there. Select which number you'd like to round by. Your load minimums, if you want to split a pen, never split a pen, you can check these boxes here. Never split a pen. You can see that these options over here are enabled. If you split a pen, you can see here you can go one step farther and try to maintain load minimums, try to maintain pen minimums. And this is for per pen whenever you're feeding that pen. So your minimum, your load minimum can be set here, and your pen minimum can be set here. Default load maximums, this is whatever your truck needs to be set to, which would be on here is 4,500, but let's adjust it up to 5,000. Default print format, you can go in summary or detail and how to print details on your report. 1 page, 1 load sheet, 1 by 1 continuously. One more to cover, which would be your slick pens. If you do want to calculate your slick pens, you need this option here checked. If you do not want to calculate slick pens, check this option. and these options down here go away. Well, let's say that we do want to calculate slick pens. You can adjust those here. You can go on a per head, total percentage of feeding, or you can set your own amount. Then you can go one step further and actually select your feeding order. So we have covered everything within the tools and options and how to properly set up your FeedBunk Solutions program. If you have further questions, please call Jessica or myself anytime. Thank you and have a great day.